These are the powdered things I got. Here's my expensive matcha and a restaurant matcha. So we're going to do some cooking. And hojicha powder. Oh my gosh, I love this. And each of these will be a separate video. Instant mujicha powder. But, you know, the paper and the powder, I just want to try that. Here is the traditional powdered tea paper smear. I just had to do it. So on the left here, we have ceremonial grade matcha, and on the right, restaurant grade matcha. And one cost a lot more than the other. So now this restaurant matcha, we want to do a tasting with it, although this is for cooking with. I still want to taste it and compare it. So here we go with the restaurant matcha, the same process. It actually is dissolving much quicker. Can we get a froth on it? I'll let you do that. So curious how this is going to taste because it costs a lot less. I think it might be a really strong palate to tell the difference. That's my guess. Let's see that froth. Oh man, does this froth up so much more than the other one. That's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. So here are my tasting notes for this matcha restaurant. And restaurant matcha is also known as culinary grade. So you see it referenced in the descriptions as one or the other, restaurant or culinary. The tea merchant is Den's Tea out of California. I've ordered now from them twice. I'm quite happy with them. It does take a little bit longer for them to ship, but I think it's because they're a small company and it's still reasonable shipment. So type of tea, green, July 4th was when we did this tasting. I do like how Den's Tea tells me exactly what this tea is, where it's from. That's all become important to me. And it's from the Shizuoka Prefecture in Japan. Harvest, a blend of first and second harvests. And also it's important to learn the cultivar. And one of these days I'm going to spend a little more time myself learning about the various cultivars and comparing the teas I've had from each. But I do like that he shares that it's the Bukita cultivar, which is the variety of the Camellia census plant. So here is from Wikipedia where this prefecture is. And if you were watching the previous video I did on Den's Tea Matcha Yusucha that I tasted right before this one, you will see that this province here, where this tea, the restaurant tea came from, is right next to this, I don't know how to say that, Aichai, something like that. This is where the Usacha one was. So they're both a very similar environment where they're grown. Processing, I don't know. I just put has a matcha, but as we just read, it is first flush and second flush, and ceremonial grade is normally first flush only, and the culinary grade is often second flush only. So this is a blend of first and second flush, so it puts it kind of, I think that's what it means. It's a little bit elevated culinary or restaurant quality. This is from their website. I quite liked it. I love how it simplifies things. I think a lot of people make matcha recipes online for that marketing purpose so that it looks so good and you just got to come watch their video or read their recipe and it when you go to make it, it's like, well, it wasn't as complicated as what it looked like. It wasn't that special. So I love how this is simplified. It makes it easy to use matcha. And of course, this is also for cooking, but it's also for drinks. And this shows the drinks. So they say to mix 1 spoon, that's that little bamboo spoon of matcha with 1.5 ounces of water, cold or hot, depending on the recipe, in a bowl, and you mix it well with the bamboo whisk, and that makes like a paste. They call it a paste. When you have your paste ready, you put it in a glass or a cup, and I'm wondering, I might just, mix it right in my cup because transferring it from a bowl or something to the cup, you're going to have some of it residual in the original bowl or cup, and I would want to not waste any of it and have it all there in my drink. But then it says to add ice if you're making a iced drink. So once you have your paste, that's the key, then you can do lots of things with your paste. And I'm going to be doing some more videos with me playing with this restaurant matcha. I'm going to have fun playing. You can add water for iced matcha green tea. So you've got ice and water, that easy. You can take the paste and add soda to it of any kind. Preferably a one that doesn't have a whole lot of flavor itself. Um, and you, bam, have a matcha soda. I've actually got a lemonade recipe that I tried that I really like, so you'll have to watch that video coming up. But his simple one here, matcha lemonade, and you just add lemonade to the paste with the ice. Just that simple. And cold milk and a sweetener of your choice. Could be sugar, could be honey, could be maple syrup, and voila, you have an iced matcha latte. Do you know how many videos and things are out there of people making iced matcha latte and they make it look so complicated when it's just that easy? Make the paste, add your cold milk and sweetener. And actually, I tried following one of the other videos and it made it much more complicated than that. So that's another video I got coming up. You can take that matcha paste and pour it on your favorite ice cream or cereal. Doesn't that look good? I have to try that. I really have to try that. I'm excited about that. And then one more, if you add hot milk and sweetener, then you get a hot matcha latte rather than a iced matcha latte. So you can just steam your milk. You can add, a lot of people add froth on top of that. You can, however you want to warm that milk, just warm it up a little bit. So this Den's Restaurant Matcha is designed for matcha flavored food and products specialty. But I wanted to try this just like I do all of my other teas because I want to compare it to the ceremonial to see the differences between the two. So that's what this video is, and I will do some other videos with actually making some food and some drinks with it as I play. So I put vegetal for the aroma, sweet grassy, maybe nutty, very similar to the ceremonial matcha. The color is green on this scale, but I put in this uh, finger spread on paper between the matcha usacha and this restaurant quality one. And you can see they're really nothing like this green on my scale, but that's the closest that I have. I should maybe get a color and add that to the scale. Um, so you can see, and you can see this better, go to my Matcha Usacha video where I share uh, my photos up close of all of them. But here you can see that the restaurant one on the right is not as fine of a texture, and it is just slightly less vibrant green. It's slightly more a yellow green, but it's really hard to tell between the two. Um, but it's there. You can see it. Body, we gave it full. I rarely go with the full, and it actually had more body than the Usacha, which I gave a 2 medium for, and so I had to go with 3 full. The astringency is the third category of lively, brisk. I didn't give it a 4 category, which is pungent, because I didn't think it was really there. I've had more pungent tea, but in evaluating, it certainly was higher than a 1 or a 2 category, where I prefer my tea. And hubby said that it has a little more wang to it than the other one did, and I think he was describing the astringency. I could tell he did not like the way it tasted, and I kind of didn't either. So hubby said it tasted like if you blend grass and other green veggies all in a blender and all combined. So we like to make smoothies and we combine all sorts of fruits and vegetables, and he loves to drink those. It's the only way he likes fruits and vegetables. So in his mind, he's imagining it only being green stuff in a blender with grass and drinking it, and that was the taste he got. It sure did froth a lot more than the matcha usacha. A lot more. I was kind of intrigued by that what the difference was, that it, one, it dissolved quicker, and two, it also frothed a lot better. I need to put that in here. It also dissolved much quicker. So finish, drying and tannic. I've got that it had a chalky mouthfeel. It is drying in the sense that the chalk absorbs the water. So it's not so much tannic as it is just chalky. And I think I ought to put that in here too. It is not so much tannic as it is chalky. So rating, I gave it a 2. It was just okay. I swallowed it. I don't give many of them a 2, but for just the drinking, I gave this one 2 ratings. It's not good at all if you just want to drink it just as it is. But I just needed to taste it in this format that I taste all of my teas for comparison purposes. And it definitely does not taste good as the Matcha Usacha. The Matcha Usacha It just proves to me that you do need to spend more money if you want to drink the matcha straight. That if you get a lesser quality matcha and you can't drink it very easily, it's probably because it's like this and more meant for cooking and mixing drinks. Um, but I learned a lot by that comparison. So then I gave it a 5 hearts because when I'm making my mixed drinks and when I'm cooking with it for the purpose intended, as not straight drinking, but rather cooking or blending drinks with it, and for the price, I would buy it again. I think this is a really great deal and would recommend it. Just don't buy it just a straight drink. No.